An appropriate range where we should be. So that all that means is that everything is going according to plan.
According to plan. Having big mice on the rockets in outer space is according to plan.
Alright, Truth Seekers, so I was recently encouraged to look more closely into this Vincent Fuchska individual, in the consideration that he could possibly be a skin-darkened, older version of a younger JFK Jr. Blood for Dracula on Rumble uploaded an absolutely excellent video that draws as many appropriate points of comparison between the two individuals as possible. For this video, I'm going to focus on the 2 points of controversy, one being Vincent's height compared to JFK Jr., the second being his voice.
We see you all the time at the rallies. Tell me what makes you come out here today?
Reading from the second letter of St. Paul to the Thessalonians. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep.
So watching this video, I was impressed by this observation that apparently JFK Jr.'s death coincided with the release date of the extremely occult movie Eyes Wide Shut. This Survival Guide to the Future is mentioned. The entire edition can be found on archive.org. You can just scroll through the whole book there. A lot of discussion concerning predictions after the Bill Gates interview. Interesting predictions for 2020. All cars of the future will require special sensors if they have any hope of making it off the ramp onto automated highway system. In this elaborate version of cruise control, cars drive themselves on lanes equipped with sensors. So 2022, we're not there yet, but interestingly, we have headed in that direction with Tesla. In addition to reading, writing, and mathematics, the computer literacy, a high school diploma, will certify mastery of soft skills now required for good jobs in an economy in which most simple tasks, assembly line work for instance, are done by computers and robots. Anyways, very interesting time capsule of a magazine. He was aware of Bill Gates' drive for world domination back in the 90s. There's a voice comparison in his presentation I'm just not quite sure about. I'll play you some examples.
He doesn't know the people that are out of work.
So kind of just like loud and projecting from the upper nasal area versus the chest.
Elderly to those without help.
Of note, this is also nasally and projected from the upper nasal area instead of the chest in this instance of him yelling. I say this is probably the closest comparison in voice in this one instance where he's projecting here.
Well, in comparison to DC, it's the most.
Just in the DC area, I mean.
Next to DC, it's probably the most beautiful.
The country, the politicians and come.
It's the Trumpmobile that I created in.
So note the voice is very deep here.
I would say.
I'll say, well, the Pope is the Pope.
I have a pretty normal life, surprisingly.
No, there's lots of people from the.
We're here to see the Codex, and we're here to meet some of our.
Worry about the mayor of Pittsburgh. That's where I'm from.
Religious.
Oh, also you got the note that he's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They each have quite a bit of range in their voices. While there are some similarities, this does seem like a relatively different voice.
Icons.
You know, I'm not gonna give you the derogatory sign. It's been negative.
This scene where they both lick their lip is shown. The earlobes are very similar. Regarding Vince's height, here he is standing next to a reporter named Jess Weber. Regarding the question of height, we're aware that Donald Trump Jr. is 6 feet 1 inch tall. Here's a photo of Trump Jr. standing next to his father. Father is clearly shoulders above. We know that Donald Trump Sr. is about 6 feet 3 inches tall. Now here's JFK Jr. with Donald Trump. From this photo, you see that Trump's shoulders are higher than JFK Jr. You may estimate that he's between 6 feet and 6 feet 1 inch tall. Now accounting for the degree of vertebrae height loss with age, if Vincent has severe degenerative changes of his spine, he may have lost an inch going from 6 feet 1 to 6 feet. But looking at these two young ladies next to him, that scratched at more mature women next to him, you note that they are all of comparable height. He may even be slightly taller than he is, and so you have to consider the commonality of having a woman who's nearly 6 feet tall with another woman who's nearly 5 feet 11. It doesn't really make sense. More reasonably, he would be estimated to be 5 feet 9 inch tall. In this series of clips, he plays up the JFK relation rumor.
Oh, a conspiracy away. Are you JFK?
What a beautiful sunny day. We're having such a great time. It's gorgeous. These people, all Americans.
He won't answer.
Go Donald J. Trump. We love America. We love Donald J. Trump. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. There, we try.
It's JFK Jr. You're back. Holy shit. shit, dude.
No way.
I'm alright, man.
It is unbelievable
to
see you.
I don't know who you are, man. Oh, he's filming me. We gotta get
Are
going.
you JFK Jr.?
You
Yes
are.
or no?
Please tell us. Tell us.
How did you survive the plane crash, or was it just faked?
We gotta get going.
Just be honest. Be honest.
Wink twice if you.
So see, he never denies. Okay, so briefly jumping to Carolyn.
In Carolina in the morning. No one could be sweeter than my sweetie when I meet her in the morning.
I mean, yes, definite dead ringer there. With aging and the skin taken into account, this woman appears to be in her late 50s or early 60s. Caroline, who was born in 1966, would be about 56 years old if alive. But if this is her in a 2017 rally, July 25th, 2017, that would mean that she would be about 51 years old at this moment. There is a Vincent Fusca listed on LinkedIn, but this individual graduated from high school in 1994. Of note, this one is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, based in work history. This article, 10 Things You Didn't Know About Vincent Fusca, covers this specifically, noting that he would have been approximately 45 years old. On Vincent's Twitter from June of 2019, he speaks of a plane crash in Hawaii and manages to relate that to someone named Loretta Fuddy, who is the health director responsible for the release of the live birth certificate for Barack Obama, mentioning that she had lost her life in a plane crash off of Hawaii, December 11, 2013. He then referenced post 1429, which states the truth has been in front of you the entire time. The 17 post linked to a very old, skeptical Trump tweet, presumably from 2013. In the replies to that tweet, I was sent to a video, Hawaii plane crash caught on tape, Good Morning America, ABC News, and it just shows what happened with this particular plane crash. On Vincent's campaign website, he says that he was born in Italy in a town of Maierato in the region of Calabria. He's running for Senate in Pennsylvania. On Ancestry.com, it's determined that there are actually two Vincent Fuscas, a father and a son, each who hail from Pennsylvania. Entering search terms Vince Fusca Maierato, you can find an obituary listing for this individual named Giuseppe Fusca. It's determined that this person is from Maierato. You read the article, it shows that he was survived by his son named Vince. So I'm not sure if this is the father, but it's just something I noted. On Vince's Facebook entry, he has it that he works for the Senate, that he's from that town, that he lives in Pittsburgh. Here he is pictured at the White House, giving a thumbs up beneath painting of JFK Sr. Recall that RFK Jr. gave some indication by scratching his nose that JFK Jr. is still alive in this particular interview. Regarding where Vincent has been, check this out. What do you think of this? Here's General Flynn's answer to that question.
He's not at Mar-a-Lago.
Well, now, why would that be relevant, that he's not at Mar-a-Lago? In the same website, there's an interesting analysis done of one of Trump's Secret Service agent bodyguards. I'll let you draw your own conclusions there. The photo of the couple, allegedly, at the scene of the plane wreck. This particular blog I'm on is called Humorous Mathematics, News for Patriots. I think the inclusion of a Caroline doppelganger is what made this mystery such a phenomena. If this guy is masquerading where in reality he's a Kennedy, I'm not sure what the end game of his very vociferous public Trump support. Major issues with the theory is that Donald Trump Jr. is known to be 6 feet 1 inch tall. I did come across a photo with Vincent next to DJT Jr. and I thought he was significantly shorter. I can no longer resurface that photo for some reason. And the Vincent voice is just a little bit out of range for JFK Jr., but there are a lot of similarities. There's not a significant accent difference either, which is surprising. So I do wonder if we'll ever get to the bottom of this particular mystery. Will be neat to see if Vincent's able to get into the Senate. Okay, well that's it for this video.